So I want to talk to you guys about mindfulness. The reason is that without mindfulness practice, we wouldn't be here together today with OMFest. So I want to share with you guys a little bit that story. So basically, growing up, my mom always told me that I was very impatient. Like I always needed things right away, and I figured out I had some sort of mild ADHD because I get bored with stuff. So meditation and mindfulness really, really kept me out of trouble. I started reading about mindfulness when I was 18. I moved from overseas. I grew up overseas. I moved to Manila and I went to University of the Philippines in Diliman. So I had a big culture shock. I was by myself and I had gone all my life to private schools in Europe and US. So going to, state university, for those of you guys who know UP, it was a shock for me. I had to wait in line for hours to sign up for a class that was full, all that stuff. So my mindfulness practice started there. And why am I saying that it's what brought us here today? Basically, I love going to retreats because I feel they're so transformative rather than going to isolated classes once in a while, isolated practice, which is also important, right? What happened was, I read somewhere that, okay, let me ask you guys this. Who here suffers from stress? Right, we all do. So where's your stress coming from? Is it like more work-related? Who can work-related stress? Traffic. What about relationship stress? You guys have that? Okay. So I read an article that one of those, the most stressful profession, can you guys guess what it is, according to a study, huh? What is the most, photographer? No. Any idea? What's the most stressful profession, according to you guys? Sales, could be teachers. Really? They have a long break. What, a lawyer? Okay, so, what else? That's not the article I read. It really stuck with me. Wedding planner, you guys. Apparently, wedding planner is super stressful because there's so much pressure to get everything perfect. There's so many moving parts. There's so many, right? So event planning, in particular wedding planning. So I've been wanting to birth this sort of event, but in my head I always had that belief like, this is so stressful, wag na lang, no more na lang. You don't need that stress, right? So again, tying it into mindfulness, what my definition of mindfulness is really being present in the moment without judging it. And this practice helps us disengage from our thoughts, because our thoughts aren't always there to serve us. Oftentimes they're kind of negative, no? Yeah. So my belief that I can't plan an event because it's too stressful, I challenged it with mindfulness practice. Meaning to say, I kept asking people, hey, don't you want to do this event? Nobody would do it, so I had to do it myself. And then when I started planning, my intention was really that it would be stress-free, right? So I had to get rid of that belief that event planning is the most stressful thing ever. And I don't want to do something that's just going to make my life miserable, right? Because whatever we do, all the things we're doing today are our practices to make our lives better, really. I'm sure you guys realize that. Being after Kundalini, you feel different. Even after cacao, you feel different. So combine them all. By tonight, you guys are going to be flying, seriously. And then when it's time for Excited Dance, you will not recognize yourselves. Yeah, so this is why I'm saying mindfulness is such an important practice for me. It keeps me going every single day. I'm a complainer. I grew up in France, so I learned to complain there. But mindfulness, right, Claire? So mindfulness kind of balances that out, the complaining side of me. It keeps things back to the present. It's what happens when we have, for example, anxiety or stress. We're getting attached to this idea in our head that we're not good at what we're doing, or maybe we can't get something done, or we're going to fail in the future. We won't be able to, pay our bills or deliver our project on time or whatever it is. So those are just thoughts, just like the thought I had that event planning was stressful. So one of my friends, Jules, is here. He came in from Manila yesterday. He's doing our video stuff with his team. Thank you so much for doing this, you guys. And he's like, you look so relaxed. So mindfulness is the secret. My secret of managing stress, because we cannot change a lot of the, like traffic, right? Somebody mentioned traffic. We cannot really change. Well, it's to a certain extent it's not true, because you guys, by being here, you're changing your energy. And when you go home tonight to your cat or to your relatives or whatever, they're actually gonna benefit from that indirectly. So you're actually doing a service to the community. You're doing not only to yourself. People think self-care is selfish. So I'm here to say that I disagree with that. Yeah. It's necessary. Yeah. Yeah. Who wants to be around some bitchy witch, right? So back to mindfulness. I don't want to talk for 40 minutes, so I want to do some practical stuff with you guys. Like I mentioned, going back into the body is an amazing way to get unstuck from our head, right? To believe everything our mind, our ego is feeding us, all the things that are saying, you can't do this, you're not good enough, you're too fat, you have a zit, yeah, stuff like that. So I want to introduce a few techniques. We're going to start with this one technique. Extend your dominant hand in front of you. Okay, and then find a comfortable seat, close your eyes. Just extend your hand in front of you. And with your other hand, you're going to start to very, very gently touch your extended hand. So close your eyes so you can really feel all the sensations as you start exploring your extended hand, as if it's the first time you're touching a hand. So just have a curious mind, an exploratory mind as you do this. Just close your eyes so you can really connect to the sensations in the body, the subtle sensations. So you're touching your extended hand. So you're touching it very, very, very gently. Like it's very fragile, like maybe it's a newborn baby's hand. So just coming into that experience of feeling your body in a new way. We have so many nerve endings in our hands. So try to touch every single part of your hand, the nails, every nail. How does that feel different from the flesh? Is it feeling moist? Is it feeling warm? Is it sweaty? Is it clammy? So can you just gently touch your hand without judging it for being sweaty or cold or whatever it is? Just really being in the pureness of that sensation. So you can go back to the breath if you're feeling distracted. This is a mindfulness practice, right? We're coming into the body, into the sensations. We're disengaging from our thinking mind.